everybody. What we're doing today is we're going to make a fruit salad from the ground up, which means we're not going to use anything out of a tin, except for maybe whipped cream, but that's not a fruit. Which you'll see why we want that later on. So, got pineapple here. This is known by two names. It's mainly known by cantaloupe, but where I live, which is Queensland, Australia, we call them rock melons. So they've got two names. So we've got 2 punnets of strawberries as well, a couple bananas, 3 pears, 5 red apples. They're small apples, so you should probably use 3 bigger ones if you can find some. We've got 3 green apples here, we've got mandarin, and we have oranges. We also have fruit cup cordial. What we're using this for is because some of these fruits are quite acidic, so this will sort of balance out the flavour a bit. We're also going to be using sugar and water with the syrup, but it's going in 2 different cups to make up a syrup for the fruit salad. So to start off with, we're going to cut the pineapple. So we're going to struggle a bit to get there because it's hard. And then top and tail it. We also have a bowl over there, which all our scraps are going into. So we're just going to chuck it in there because we don't want all the skin and stuff. So we're just going to chop around just to get the skin off. See, we didn't cut enough there, so we're just going to get all that sort of stuff off. So you only want the pineapple, the meat itself. We don't want anything else. So we don't want any of that spiky stuff on. Get all that off there. So there we are. Oops, a bit slippery. Oh, it's a bit there. So after we cut that off, we're basically going to get rid of this here to give us some room. But this is all scratch, so I'm not going to use any of that. Now we're just going to cut the meat itself. We don't want the core in there because it gets a bit stringy. So that's pretty much all we need from that. So I'm just going to pop that in there too. Now I really just want to sort of just dice this. Be careful because it's a fruit and it's slippery. You don't want any hands or fingers getting cut. So we're just going to pop this in our bowl here. This is where we're going to mix everything in together. So we're just going to start by doing fruit by fruit. This will probably get a bit messy because of all the juices that are to come out of everything that we're going to use today. But for this, make sure you definitely have a sharp knife because that will definitely help. And this is sharp, but some of these fruits are pretty hard on the outside, like that pineapple was. So you need a good knife. And just be very careful because you don't want to slip with anything. So keep your hand relatively away from the blades. Just going to cut all that up. We need to use all of this. Just slice it like that. So we want our pieces roughly about that, like that. So we just need to use all that. So we're also going to do the apples now. We have something that's going to help us a bit. We have a cora here, an apple cora. This is going to be easy. Oh. And it's called out apples straight away. And just broke up in it. So we got our apple pieces here we just pull off. That's got to go in there with the scraps of the pineapple. So just pull them up. Now I'm not going to chuck them in like that. We're going to sort of chop them up a little bit more finely because we don't want them too thick. And let me get this out of here and not hurt myself. Like I nearly did then. So we just chuck all those scraps aside. And we just probably like cut them to sizes roughly about that. We need to use all these apples, I would say. Now the difference between the red and the green one we've got two apples is because of the different flavours, because this is more sour and this is more sweet. You also don't need to worry about peeling the skin off because it just adds colour. Keep jumping on the bench. Sorry, I've cleaned the bench down before I did anything because I don't want a clean working area. But the colour of this skin will just add colour throughout the fruit salad. Let me just chuck that in there. So you can peel the skin if you want, but there's no need to do it. I'm just going to do the next one. Make funny faces while you're doing it, because some of them are pretty tough to get through. But it's probably easier and quicker to do it this way than it is to do it just without an apple corer. So just gotta be careful because these actually are quite sharp. Now this might be a bit of a lengthy video, but we're actually going to show you the whole process. So I'm going to show you me cutting up everything to prove that I have not put anything from a jar in there or a tin or anything like that. So these are all fresh fruits and they're not from tins, so they have not been processed. I actually think that might be enough red apple because we still have so many other fruits to go in there, and there's already a pretty even amount in there. So there's a fair amount in there, so I don't think we'll actually need all those red apples. So we're going to go to the green apples now. Hopefully these are a little bit easier. I'm just going to try and get this off. You gotta be careful because these are actually bladed, so you don't want to cut yourself. Make more funny faces. Well, this is a good workout, isn't it? So we just do the same thing we did with the green apples, except there'll be more chopped up pieces because this is a bigger piece of apple than what the other one was. I'm trying to push it out like that, opposite of the blade, so they get chucked away. So we're keeping the skin on the apples today because, as I said, it adds colour. And it doesn't really affect anything, leaving them on. So we're just going to chop them up. You want everything around the same size. I'm just going to chop that up. Your hands will get a bit sticky because of all the juices coming out of the apple. Rogue apple, just trying to scoot away. So just gonna put that in there. Now you can determine how much you're going to put in there by seeing how much is in there currently when you mix it in. If it's got enough colour throughout and you think there's enough apples, then you don't have to put any more in. So I think that's actually enough green apple in there. So next we're going to, I might have to wash my hands because I'm going to use a knife shortly. We've already prepared a sink of water because it's get a bit messy. So what we're going to do next is we're actually going to do an orange. We're going to show you an easier way to peel an orange rather than going at it with a potato peeler for a while. So you're going to cut the top off. And then you're going to sort of slice it like that in little chunks throughout the whole orange. Now seeing this orange is actually pretty big, I think we'll only need one. If you're going to be handling a knife, it's probably better to wash your hands before you slice anything like that, like if you've got to hold it like this, because you don't want to slip and cut your hand because it's got juices on it. So you just get like that. To get under it, you use the knife and pull half the orange out with it. That was not how it was going to plan, so maybe I cut in too far. So this works. Just sort of like pull it out of the skin. Like that. Now you shouldn't probably worry about that too much. You can cut it off if you want. But I don't think it's a big thing. So I'm just going to cut that. Yeah, that did not go to plan. I had plans of that going with the level. That just ruined that. But this is probably an easier way rather than peeling off all that thick layer of skin there. I'll just chuck these out of the way. Put it in there. I'm going to chuck that in. Let's mix that into it. So I think for the amount we've got in there, we'll probably only will use one orange. But we'll see when we get all this in if we need the other one or not. I reckon that it probably fell apart like that because it's a bit fresh. So, but that was not the plan of doing that. It was just going to fall away smoothly without the rest of the orange, but obviously didn't have plans of doing that. You can see all the juices coming out of all the fruit. Wouldn't like to have cuts in my hand right now because imagine how much that would bloody sting. So if you do have cuts, maybe use some like gloves or something, because all the acidity in the fruit would actually hurt a lot if you had a cut. So, yep. Pull that off. So I cut everything around the same size. Depending on where you get your fruits, it will depend on how much. If you shop around a bit, you can probably find fruits that are cheaper than, you know, your local, like, big local supermarkets. Like a corner shop might have cheaper fruits, but then it's probably best to shop around to find the best price for the fruit you get. Be careful not to slip with anything, because you do not want to cut yourself. As I said, this will probably be a bit of a length on this video because I just wanted to show you the whole process of me cutting the fruits to prove that there was actually nothing used from a processed fruit aisle. Like you can find processed tins of food where they've put all the fruit in beforehand and they've sealed it in a tin. This is all fresh fruit, as you can see. So I think after this piece that actually might be enough orange. Our bowl of scraps is getting pretty big. I probably should have brought a bigger bowl. But if we have to, we'll just empty it. Or we can just put the scraps on this bowl we're not using at the moment. You could also add grapes into this, but make sure they're seedless. So you don't want to pick seeds out because that would just ruin it. So you could add in some grapes or some variations of some other fruits if you want to try something different. So for this pear, we'll actually have to peel this the proper way. I'm just going to cut that top off there. I'm just going to peel it. Now just be careful because that is sharp and you've got, oh, I've got juice all over my hands. I don't want to slip. So you just got to be very careful. Very slippery. So we need to cut around the core. I'm going to cut that little piece out too. We don't want anything that's coloured in there like that. There we are. That's gone now. See? Throw that away. So just going to wash my hands first because I don't want to slip with a knife. Definitely do not want to do that. That will definitely stuff my day up. So, I'm also going to wash the knife because it's probably slippery. The handle was slippery from all the juice I've had on my hand previously. Quickly sponge it down. Because we don't want any accidents in the kitchen. So just wipe that. And wipe my hand. I think we will, after we do this pear, I think we're going to wash this board off a bit. So we're just going to cut until we get to the core. It will be in here somewhere. See there, we found it already. So I'm just going to cut that out there. We don't want seeds or the core in there. That's not a big deal because we're going to dice it anyway, so. Just be careful. You do not slip with the knife. So I'm just going to stop there with that side. So we're going to get rid of that because you can see the cords right there. We don't want any of that in there. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to dice it. Roughly that size. It doesn't matter if you've got bits that are a bit thinner because you're near the core. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm going to get rid of this. We don't want that going in there. I suppose if you wanted to leave the skin on, you could, but I just took it off. I don't want the pear skin in there. Just wouldn't want that sort of texture in there, that's all. Because pear skin is different to like the likes of apple skin, just with the texture of it. I'm going to grab this to make more room in this chocolate in there. That's not that exciting. I suppose if you didn't like certain fruits, I suppose you could see what happens when you take them out, but we like all these fruits, so it works for us. But then with the addition of the syrup you put in, it sort of masks the strong flavours you get from the fruit. So that they're not going to be overpowering either. So, I'm going to go out to the side because I did say that I was going to wash this board because there is a lot of juice on the board. So I'm going to wash that. as you can see in the bowl, there's quite a fair bit of colour going on. So I think we will need one more pair in there, and only one, so it should be the last. I'm going to chop that off, chop that in there. I'm just going to peel this quickly. Bit slippery. Now a lot of juice will come out of these fruits, so the main reason we have that fruit cup, as I said, is to stop the overpowering flavours from the acidity, because it's not too pleasant. So that's what the fruit cup is for. So we've got to show you how to make the syrup when we've added all the fruits in. So we just I can't get that because the potato peel doesn't go in like that, but we won't add that skin in if it comes on a piece, but it looks like it's relatively close to the core, so I think we're going to miss that anyway. We're just going to slice it till we get to the core. So you can sort of see it coming through there now, so we're just going to turn it around. And we've hit it there, so it's not like that. So that's about it, and we're just going to chop that in the bowl of scraps. So just chop that. Relatively the same size. As I said, we want everything sort of diced. So that should be all the pair we need. So next we are going to do the mandarin. And we're going to put that in. So that's more than enough pair. So we're just going to peel these quickly. These aren't too, don't take long to peel. We also are not going to just chuck them in like that. We also do have to cut them. And we also need to take out the seeds, because we don't want anyone finding a seed in there, because that would be horribly unpleasant. So I'm going to chuck that out of the way. And so just going to pull it apart, and we want to get all the seeds out. Now some of them might not have seeds, but most of them will. So I'm just going to cut around about here in half super hard. What else I can make it the same size? I'm also going to check for seeds in there. So I don't think there's any seeds in that piece. So it look fine. Because the seeds sort of come around here. So if you, they could be all the way over here, or they could just be in the middle. So you just got to keep an eye out for seeds. But if you do miss one, it's probably best to tell people before they eat it. There may be a few seeds in there because you don't want them jumping down your neck if they do find some. Because sometimes there might be like very, very small seeds in there that you might have missed and not seen. I'm actually surprised I haven't found any seeds yet. So if they see any of that, you don't want them to jump down your neck if they've got a little tiny seed. There we are. The first seed. I was wondering why I didn't have a seed in there yet, because they usually unpacked with seeds. So see, we took seed out there. So that looks like it's only got one seed. See, there's no more seeds in there, I don't think. I was wondering why I didn't have any seeds for such a long time, because usually you eat one, the first piece you put in your mouth has usually got a seed in it. So just wondering why there wasn't any seeds, but there's a seed there, so we're good. But like I said, some of them don't actually have very many seeds, where others will have quite a lot. But adding this also, like this fruit is pretty sweet, and it also will add colour in as well. There's no seeds in there. You were kidding me, this doesn't have one seed in it, does it? Oh no, there's another one. We got 2 seeds instead of 1. But usually there are quite a few seeds in there. So I don't think there's any more seeds in there. I'm going to chuck these in. So mandarins can be pretty small, so I might have to put probably will have to put another couple in there. So out of the whole mandarin, there was only 2 seeds. When you don't want to eat a mandarin and you want to chop it up and put it in something, there's only 2. When you want to eat them, you get 3 in the bloody one mouthful. So maybe I should just cut them before I eat them. Won't get seeds that way. We'll see how many seeds this one has. That's like one of the mandarins with the least amount of seeds that I've ever seen. Usually a pack of seeds. So just chuck that there. I'm just going to cut down the middle again and look for seeds. But this also does sort of make it roughly around the same sort of size as what everything else is in there. So you only really want to add one fruit at a time, because you don't want to cut it all up, because you might have too much of the one fruit. I can see a seed right there. So you got 1 seed in there. So see, it's not right dead bang in the middle, but I'm pretty sure there's a seed in there. There it is. So I just want to take all them out. But it probably is best to warn them before they eat it. There might be seeds in there, because some of them have quite a few. So I've got a seed in it. I've got a seed in it. This piece over the side here has a seed in it. Oh, there's one here too, on the board. So they are, this one's got more seeds than the other one. So they don't seem to have any more seeds in them. They do have a fair few. Should have cut this one open first. I would have seen many more seeds in this one, and you didn't have one seed. There's a seed right there. You can also probably like feel on there with your knife. You hit something and you know it's going to be a seed. There's no seed, they get rid of that one. There's like double the amount of seeds in this one than there was in the other one. So there's a seed right there. Now I can also see another bit of colour in there that looks like a seed. It is a seed. See that one had 2 seeds in it. This single thing had 2 seeds in it. That's the whole amount of seeds the other one had. That's what I mean by you get a mouthful of seeds, and yet that one only had 1 seed in it. See, there's a seed right there. That seems to be right. And let's cut there. There's a seed there too. And there. So some of these pieces actually have more than that whole other one had in the inside of it. So, oops, got one left behind there. So I'd say there's probably enough mandarin. You see there's a lot of fruit in there, and all the juices are sort of starting to come out the bottom. Now that'll probably be very, very bitter. That's why we have the cordial. Get the hair in my face. So that's that all done. So we can get to the strawberries, and then we'll do the rock melon. If there's any ones like, this one seems a bit bad, you can sort of chop where it's bad off. So it looks like it's only bad to there. But if it's bad all the way through like that, we're not going to use that one. So you can just go straight there. This one seems right. Some of these are funny shapes. So just cut that like that because we don't want any of that. So just chuck that in there. And you can't really get rid of the seeds on a strawberry because they're all over the outside, and it doesn't really matter anyway. So probably cut them like that, and then we're going to cut them in half again because that's too big. And then, so we're going to cut it like this and like that. That's probably the ideal size you want, because you want to keep everything around the same size. My hair is tickling my nose. My haircut, and it's short now, so it just comes and like annoys my nose. So we're just gonna cut that. You can also cut them like in half and then in half. Doesn't really matter, but we want to sort of like keep them pretty small. So they're pretty long. You can sort of like cut them down a bit more. Just as long as you got strawberries in there. So we're obviously gonna need more than. I think there was only one strawberry. I obviously need more than one. So just put that up again. And then just probably could slice them like that, and then slice them like that, and then slice them like that. You could do that. That's probably actually faster doing it that way, so just cut it. But as you can see, we haven't actually added anything from a tin or a can or one of those plastic bottle things. So the only thing we're going to add from a bottle, well, there's two things. Whipped cream comes in a can, so we're going to add that in later when you serve it. And the only thing that comes in a bottle is the cordial. So all this is just fresh fruits. So I think we probably would roughly need this whole planet, but we won't need the other one, I don't reckon. That's a burst of colour there, adding that strawberry in. We're not going to add banana in straight away because banana goes black in the fridge, and unless you know that it's gonna get eaten, a whole lot of it, then you don't want to put banana in. You can put it in when you're serving, which is what we're going to do. Because it goes black as soon as it starts to go on. As soon as you put it in the fridge, it goes black. And it goes bad. And then it'll just ruin the whole lot. So, just when you serve, if you feel like it's not going to be gone in the one day, like it's not like, if it's a Christmas event or a party that's going on and you feel like it's all going to be eaten or there's only a small amount left over, then that's fine. But if like you got a small amount of people like we have in our household, it's probably going to take a couple of days to eat this, so we're going to add the banana in as we go, as we eat it ourselves, so in the bowl. It feels a bit soft, so that's bad. I'm just going to chuck that. This one's alright. A bit sticky. So this is probably the last one. Or we might have to grab one out of there to replace that. We're just going to see how much there is in there first before we do that. Okay. So we're just going to grab all this, and we're going to put them in there. And then we're going to mix it in. So I'd actually say that's enough strawberry, because you can see the colour throughout there. You can see there's plenty of strawberry in there. Now we'll be back, because I figure I might as well get out the whipped cream, and we're also going to get out some ice cream, and we're going to be able to put it on the plate, and when we come back we'll show you how to cut the rock melon. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright buddy, we're back. So we have pre-boiled our jug, so we're going to need that to dissolve the sugar for our syrup. There's our ice cream. We're also got these wafer thingamabobs. You know, you use them with the ice cream. Well, you can anyway. And we have our whipped cream over here. So what we do for the cantaloupe, or rock melon, or whatever you call it, you just slice straight down the middle. Now there's seeds in here. Well, we only need half a rock melon. It's not like, well, you could use a spoon if you wanted to. Well, just gonna scoop out the seeds. What we're going to do now is just going to rinse it under the tap, just in case I don't think we miss anything. We're just going to rinse it. You probably could peel this with a potato peel. Just peel it off until you get the orange on the outside, until you get to the meat of the fruit. It's a bit hard to peel, but I don't think there's anything else you can use for this unless you're going to cut it. So probably could just slice around there to sort of get rid of it. This is probably the easier way to do it, but I don't know. You probably will have to peel the back of it though. Unless I can sort of like cut that. So you see that's the meat there. So it's like orange. Just cut all this off. Now you just gotta watch the fingers. That's all. You don't want to cut too much of the meat off either. And make sure you cut away from yourself. So if you do split, you're not going to chop your hand off. So move that out of the way. We don't want that to go in the bin. We lost one of them. I think it must have made its way in the bin in between peels and stuff like that. So it's going to chuck all that in there first. And then we're going to cut long ways. And we're sort of going to dice it roughly around the same size as everything else in there. Just be wary of the fingers there. Good, just chop it. It's sort of like how you cut an onion, except in a bigger proportion. We're just going to put that in there. That one's not cut properly. So just going to chuck all that in there. It's hard to pick up all this stuff, it's slippery. I think that should be right, that size. I'm just going to throw that in there. I'm just going to mix it in. Now these actually have a lot of juice in them. You can taste the amount of water and juice they have in them when you eat them. Sorry, just mix that all in. Now we have a shit ton of fruit in there. So there's probably a fair bit of juice in there. So that would all be pretty bitter because most of these are acidic. So to make our syrup, I think there's plenty. This one I'm going on the bench and some of them just going to eat this one. Make our syrup. And tea shower in here. Here it is. We need 2 tablespoons of sugar in a cup. And our jug is to dissolve the water. To dissolve the sugar with the water. So, wait, that's a teaspoon. So I need a tablespoon. So you need 2 of them. And we're going to put, so it's sort of like warm because you don't want it too hot. So I'm just going to put that in and we're going to half fill this cup here. So I'm going to fill it in. And the sugar should dissolve that. The sugar should dissolve in there. It's also, the sugar we've used is actually pretty fine, but it's just regular white sugar. But you'll find that some are actually more refined than others. There's a bit of a bad spot, so I'm just going to chop that off long ways and get rid of that. So for our banana, we're just going to, there we go, going to get that off. I'm going to sort of cut it like roughly about this thick. But like I said, we're not going to add this until we're ready to serve it. So I'm just going to put these in a bowl. So yeah, roughly around that thick. You can put them thinner if you want, but roughly around something like that. They don't have to be exact same size, but just roughly around that size there. If you wanted to like do up the presentation a bit, you'd probably cut these in half and put them around there. But we still have our syrup to go, so our sugar's dissolved. There's no sugar in there. Well, you can still see little particles of sugar, so I'll let that go a little bit. So we need about half a cup of this as well. And you need to shake it first. So this is the only thing, apart from the whipped cream, that's coming out of a container, apart from the ice cream. So, open that up. So that's all mixed in properly. This is fruit cup cordial. So you have to get fruit cup. You can't get orange cordial or apple juice or anything like that in those cordials, sort of apple flavoured or whatever. It's got to be fruit cup. Otherwise it'll just ruin it. So any brand of fruit cup, it doesn't matter. So we need about half a cup of that as well. So that much. Now we have a spoon to help mix this in. So we're just going to stir this again. See, that's all dissolved. So we're going to tip this in first. And we're just going to like drizzle it in like that. Well, it's not really drizzling, it's just sort of like, you know. And we're going to mix this in first. Got a spoon here. Don't get anything French. So that's, there we go. That, and we need to grab our cordial and do the same thing again. Try not to spill anything on the bench too, because there's a lot of fruit in here. It's a big bowl. So yeah, there we are. It's all mixed in and you can see all the juice there. So there we have it. So we're going to show you how we dish it up. So we have a bowl. Depending on how much you want to eat, you know, depends. So in our bowl here, it's going to rinse this off first. And the first thing we're going to put in, where did I put that bloody tea towel? Over here. First thing we're going to put in is our ice cream. And then we're going to put in the fruit salad. Then wafer, topped with strawberries for a bit of decoration, I suppose. And then over the top of our fruit salad, we're going to add some whipped cream. Bear with me. There we go. So, any brand of ice cream, as long as it's vanilla. So I don't know how any of the others are going to go with fruit salad, so I'll put some ice cream in there, a little bit more. We don't have an ice cream scoop, it broke. Every time I buy one it breaks, so we just use normal spoons now. So something like that amount of ice cream there. Now I'm just going to grab the spoon. I'm going to, I don't know how I'm going to do this, sort of like put a couple on the bottom. A little bit here. And a few more like around the top here. So we've added now bananas that way. Because like you don't want to mix it in here because it does go black in the fridge, as I said earlier. So there's a banana. We can put a little bit more on top. And so that's that. And we'll grab a wafer. Instead of put it on the side, or you can put it in the ice cream if it doesn't break. Okay, I'm just going to put it on the side there, like something, somehow. Move the ice cream up a bit, and then put that there. So, like that. Then you got our whipped cream. I've already broken the seal, because in the scones video, it kind of went everywhere. Because I didn't break the seal beforehand. And then Mum was laughing. She obviously thought of other things that we're not going to mention. So, we're just going to shake that up. And we're just going to sort of pour it all over the top here. Yeah, chop the top of this off. And you just cut it like that. And there we have it. You could put a bit more ice cream in there. I think I might actually do that. So, put a bit more ice cream there, because that's not enough. So we like our ice cream. So this is pretty good for summer, parties, anything like that, or just if you want a fruit salad that you know what's in there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.